Joe's, wave to the cameras. Joe's last day. Joe's getting to get his coffee.
Joe's last day. Oh shit, it's my last day. Oh, my last day.
Welcome everyone to my very first vlog of being a professional kombucha brewer. This is my first one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous, but I wanted to ease into it by showing you my setup for my farmers market on Saturday. So here I am making sure that the angle is catching everything. So a little backup information. I started my kombucha company in 2023. I've been brewing kombucha since 2012. I started the business in 22. In 2023, we being my husband, started attending farmers markets. This market that you see now is Rittenhouse Square in Center City, Philadelphia. This is one of the biggest and oldest farmers markets in Philadelphia. This market is from 9 to 2. And then after the Thanksgiving holiday, it'll go from 10 to 2. So it's a pretty long market. I leave my house around 7, get here in between 7:40 and 8, and then I usually sit in my car and do my morning meditation. I like to get here early to make sure I get parking, and just in case there's any traffic, I don't have to worry about parking, because parking can get pretty nasty around this area. After my meditation, first thing I do is set up my tent. I had this special sign made up earlier this year. It just says kombucha with my logo because this park, Rittenhouse Square, is 7 acres. So it's actually pretty big, and I figure people might be on the other end of the park and see tents but not really care about it. And when they see kombucha, maybe they'd be intrigued and come over. And it actually has helped get some attention and customers over. So that's a big win. After I get my tent set up, it's important to secure weights because you don't want your tent flying away. It has happened. You don't want it to happen, and you certainly don't want to hurt people. So my husband made these buckets for me. They're made with cement and the little ring thing that you hook the bungee cords to. They're pretty heavy, about 50 pounds each. That's definitely on the heavier side. Some people bring 10 pounds each, but I don't want my tent blown away. Not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about this video. I've never did a video like this. I usually try and make my videos short, sweet, right to the point, not a lot of fluff. So here I gotta change things up and fluff it up and talk a little bit more. So bear with me as I work my way through this. My next vlog will be about me in the commercial kitchen. So that sign I just put up, I had that made this past summer. I designed it on Canva, and then I uploaded it on Banner Buzzer. And I'll show you a close-up of it later, but it's 5 benefits of drinking kombucha, because you might be surprised there's still a lot of people that don't know about kombucha, or they don't really understand and know all the health benefits. So I figured, why not educate while I'm out here, and also maybe it will help increase my sales. So now I'm getting out my coolers. Because it's November, it's starting to get colder. Kombucha sales in general for everyone start to drop right now. So I would typically have 4 of these coolers, and today I only have 3. They hold 4 cases each, and they're kind of heavy. Usually one of those Joes that you met at the beginning will help me get my coolers out, but I can definitely handle it all by myself. It's good to get that physical activity, even if it's just a little bit. I don't get a lot of physical activity on Saturdays. This is pretty much my day. Like I said, I leave at 7. I try and get up around 5:30, have some coffee, get my shower, get ready, and just chill. And then I get home at about 3:30. And by the time I get home, because the drive is an hour long, I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. I just sit around and hang out with my kids the rest of the night. So let me tell you more about Center City, Philadelphia. It's actually a really cool place. I know some people think Philly is dirty and it's just drug addicts, and yes, while of course we have that, all cities do, Philadelphia is a beautiful city. And I'm going to tell you this also. This is what surprised me the most about being at farmers markets. I freaking love people. I love being around people. I love getting to know people. I love when people share stories. It's just when I meet someone else's eyes, I just feel so good. And I don't really think I'm an extrovert or an introvert. I think I'm like right in the middle. But just being around people like this and getting to know them, it's a really good feeling, and I've had so much fun with it. So my market schedule started out with one market on a Saturday. Then we increased, we had a Wednesday, and then we just kept increasing. So where I'm at now, because you don't need to know the whole story, I don't think that's appropriate right now, but I do this market, Rittenhouse Square, twice a week. This is my Saturday market, and then on Tuesdays, I'm on the other street, which is Walnut Street. And then twice a month, I do another local market on Sunday. So I'm pretty much here. I am here twice a week in Philadelphia. And Tuesdays, the ride-in is, I don't want to say it's hell, but it can be a challenge. Saturdays is usually easy peasy because everyone's, home, sleeping in. Once in a while, you'll hit some traffic, not that big of a deal. So I'm getting out all the rest of my stuff here. I like my tent set up a very specific way. I'm going to show you a close-up here in a minute. This is my second winter being at Rittenhouse Square Farmers Market. I started on Saturdays in March of 2024. Yeah, so coming up in March, it'll be 2 years that I've been at this market. And it's really interesting. You have some regulars, but you see a lot of people that are visiting or from out of town. There's one lady that came up to me about a month ago. She was with her daughter, and she was like, oh, great. She's like, this is one of my first stop. This is the first stop when I get into Philly. I was like, oh, where are you from? She's like, Chicago. And I was like, and you like to stop here when you come? Yup, my first stop. And that makes you feel so good. That warmed my heart. Things that I bring to my farmer's market. When I come here, because I'm here twice a week, I always bring extra stuff to work on. But let's talk about the essentials. We have our tent, we have our signs, we have the banner up top that says Kombucha. I have my table banner, again, my logo, 5 benefits of kombucha, and then I have my flavor sign. Behind my tent, hanging from bungees, is again my banner with where I'm from. There it is, right in my hand. Have my table, my tablecloths, my coolers, and then the little cooler you see there on the right, that's my sample cooler. I always bring samples of every flavor unless that flavor is getting ready to end and we're out of samples. So when we bottle, we always bottle enough to have samples at every market because that's important. Like a lot of people think that kombucha is real sour and strong effervescence. And that's not true. My kombucha is much more mellow, and we naturally carbonate it. We don't push CO2 in, so it's easier on the throat. And majority of people love that. Once in a while I'll get someone that's like, oh no, it's not sour enough for me, or I like more of a kombucha punch. But the majority of people don't like that. And if you like that, that's totally fine. But that's not what my brand is. So I'll do a close-up of my setup there too. I also bring a display. So I have a little tray I flip over, and as you can see the bottles there in the center. I have a display of each flavor that I have, and then I line those flavors up with the coolers. So the 2 on the left are going to be the cooler on that left. 2 in the middle is the cooler in the middle, and so on. It just makes it easier for when I get a big line, because here at Rittenhouse Square you can get there's just so many people shopping. You wouldn't believe it. Because there's people that come specifically to shop, and then there's people that run into the market just by chance. So you never know. Now, I don't typically get lines this time of year, but in the summer, the line can be long. It can take people 20 minutes just stand in line to get to me. So I do try and go as fast as I can. And just to give you an idea of how much I sell, today I sold 132 bottles, which that's a pretty good day. In the summer months, I usually sell close to 200. I think the highest I've ever sold is 216. I could have sold a few more, but I bartered them. but I'm pretty sure the all-time record is 216 bottles in a day. That's a lot of kombucha. That is a lot of kombucha. So my mornings usually start out pretty slow. As you can see, I've already had 2 groups of people. The second gentleman is a regular who is amazing. His name's Alan. And the first 2 ladies I was speaking to were from out of town. And not everyone that tries the kombucha loves it, but I would say 80 to 90% of the people I give samples to do end up buying. So here's my different flavors, and this is how I pack up. I always use the boxes that the bottles came in, and then here's all my samples, and my husband always packs me a kombucha. Today got me an elderberry, yay! And today's the first day we've had elderberry this year, so I know people are going to be excited. Pineapple ginger, that's one of our best sellers. And actually the morning was pretty busy. So here's my table. I have my schedule with all my farmers markets. Oh, sorry about that. Bags that hold down those holders. November 2025 lists all our farmers markets, where we're going to be. This is the cost, $8 per bottle, or we do a special 4 for 28, which brings the cost down to $7. I also have kombucha soap, guys. SCOBY soap. I have a very talented soap maker friend. She makes some soap. We have apple and cloves. That's a new flavor. Apple fennel with carrot and cardamom. I'm obsessed with that one right now. Pineapple ginger is my all-time favorite. La 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 love. Elderberry with rosehip. Elderberries are local. Then we have ginger kick. So ginger kick, berry lavender, and pineapple ginger we have all year round. The other ones we mix in seasonal flavors as the seasons change. So obviously fall is all about apples, so we have the 2 apple flavors. Here's the sign I was telling you about earlier. I did this up on Canva, then I imported it into Banner Buzzer, and I love it, and people really like it too. Did you know all those benefits about kombucha? It's a lovely day today at Rittenhouse Square. It really was a great day. Okay, do you see all those people in the park? There's a bakery here called Manna Bakery, and people lose their minds. That's how long their line is. It's probably like an hour's wait. Never had their food, but it does look incredible. And here's a view of the park. I don't really know all the history of Rittenhouse Square. I do know that it's 7 acres though. And after you've been to farmers markets, when you come every week and you're around the same people, it's kind of like when you go to a job, you know, those people kind of become like your family temporarily. Here's a little behind the scenes. I always have my notebook. There's my little POS system on the left. Aquaphora for your face so you don't get windburn. At my charging station. Then we like to keep track of our sales, so we fill out these forms, and we also have our sales associates fill those out to make sure the numbers match up. If you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it wasn't too boring. This is definitely stepping out of my comfort zone. If there's anything you would like to learn more about, let me know. Like I said, I'm at markets 2 to 3 days a week, so I can do more of these. Enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.